Morning gang, Nikki from Gracie's house. Was a little bit full of head cold last week, so I didn't get to come on. I didn't show you as much as I was planning to last week. I had a day completely out of the workshop. So you probably, if you follow Gracie's house, you did see this go from navy blue painted to completely stripped. So I did manage to get in and do that in the towards the end of the week. And I'm going to show you some colours that I've been mixing. I'm not going to do the doors, the drop leaf or the drawer fronts today. Oh, morning Shaz, hi. Yeah, anyone that pops on, just drop a little hello and we can have a little chat. So I'm really enjoying coming on and hi. I'm going to say Drewson Home, but what actually is your name? So hi, but I'd love to know your real name that's attached to you. Unless you've been really clever, but I think that's probably your company name. I'm hoping. Hi, Gundega. Hopefully I've got that right. Anyway, thanks for everybody to take the time to watch with me. Like I said, I'm really enjoying coming on. This seemed like a lovely time in the morning to catch you all. And I've been mixing some greens. So I do love greens, but I've used several of them. And oh, you're a Nikki, excellent. Hi Erin. Hi Jackie. Hi Sue. So I love palmetto, but I've used it, so I kind of want to change things up. I haven't used evergreen as a solid colour yet, but I do love it. But for this particular piece, I felt it was too green. So I did a few mixes. So that's what evergreen looks like. Actually, it's coming up really bright in my lights. It's probably not quite that bright. Oh, Erin, you've missed my face. That's so lovely. Can you hear? I've just got a head cold and it's clinging on. But and hi Debbie. So that's evergreen. But like I said, I think that's probably showing a bit bright in the lights that I've got on this morning. So I started off. I wasn't sure. I started off with. In my head, I was thinking palmetto and antebellum, because another favourite of mine is antebellum. Morning, Leslie. Hi, Kim. So I mixed up half and half, palmetto and antebellum. And actually, antebellum is quite overpowering. So it lost the palmetto part, the green part got really lost. Hi, Judith. So I went from that and I added in some evergreen because I wanted it to be more green. So this one is adding in the evergreen. But it's still really adding one, hi Lisa, adding one part of, hi Zoe, of the evergreen, just made it kind of like a palmetto. So I was back to palmetto again. Hi Gregory. Oh, well that's lovely. So what I've ended up with is, let me show you all three together. So this is where I started, and then I added in some evergreen, and then I added in two more parts of evergreen. And that's where I am. So this is the colour I've picked. I'm going to show you evergreen again. So it's toned down the evergreen really nicely. So this is the colour that I've pre-mixed to work on. Hi Jeanette, hi Tammy and Donna. Sue, the greens are lovely, aren't they? It's 3:30 in the morning. Tammy, what are you doing? You were going to bed? Crikey, 3:30 and you're going to bed? I don't make it much past 10 o'clock at night before bedtime to be honest. Right. I'm not going to do gold, but I've got I've got gold. The blue mix. So the one that looks most blue, this one here, is half palmetto, half antebellum blue. So it's antebellum's one of my favourites. Hi Matilda. So let me just line them up again for you. Whoop. So this is 50-50 palmetto and antebellum. This is with equal parts evergreen, antebellum and palmetto. And then this one has two more parts of evergreen added. So it's 5 parts in total. And this is all I'm going for. Oh, sorry. Right, so everything got stripped down. You were crafting. Oh my goodness, you lose the time. So really pretty grain. I've not done anything to these yet, so there's no oil or anything, but just imagine, I'm thinking I'll probably use hemp oil. How do you do hemp oil on these? So loving the grain that's come up and the pretty grain on the top here. The drawers aren't, I'll show you the drawer fronts. They're not particularly pretty, there's a little bit going on, but I have a plan, and that's the secret part. It's coming together, but I'm not 100% there yet. Anyway, so I have pre-mixed my colour. I have my spray bottle if I need it. I've pre-mixed my lovely colour. And I'm going to frame it out. So I'm not painting the front, I'm not painting the drawer fronts, I'm not painting the cabinet doors. Jackie, it would be lovely to use those 4 colours to make an ombre blend. Do you know what? It really would. And I'm contemplating what's going to be going on the front, and it may include all of those greens and perhaps a pop of something brighter. And gold. The plan is coming together up here. I've got to measure what I've got to what I'm planning to see whether it's going to work. But so I've taped off on the insides of the you can't see it. Bye. That's my husband's just got a personal training client and they've just gone by. So I've taped off, if you can see, with frog tape. Now you can't see this when the drawers are in, but it makes it nice for anyone that's ever going to pull the drawers out. It just makes the finish better. So I've done that, and I've gone in here. So on this one, the cabinet doors, they're ever so unusual on these mid-century, hi Janice, on these mid-century things. So basically they've got little pins here which sit on metal brackets on the edge of the door, and they actually sit sort of on the inside of the cabinet, like that. So you see they're inset. I know you might not be able to see that so closely. So again, I don't want to see anything poking through here, so I shall go right up to the tape on this so it's got a nice frame. There's a bit of a mark here, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do on the inside yet. It might just get an oiling, or Big Mama's butter. Orange Grove is always worth a go for me. So I have got my Dixie Belle Oval Medium. I've also got a mini. I'm going to probably use both of those. The mini will probably be easier to get into these nooks and crannies. But yeah, I know that quite often you guys, I've been doing blending for you online, so it's a little different. Not going to do blending today. Sorry if I keep clearing my throat. But it's a colour mix, so you don't have to blend on every piece. I like to really mix things up. I do like to to use different techniques. I mean, you can never get bored of blending, to be honest, but I like to try different techniques and work with it. Now, I can't decide what to do with the legs. Originally, I thought I was going to oil them, but they're quite a light. Hi, Linda. They're quite a light wood colour. They don't kind of fit in with this. They're not nice teak or anything. So I should probably just paint them. And again, I always talk to you about how I make decisions. Hi, Laurie. I always talk to you about how I make decisions, and I kind of feel like pieces talk to me as I go along. Certainly as I prep, because you never know what you're going to reveal, and you never know what you're going to have to cover up once you've revealed it. So I always have a rough plan, but a plan, hi Lane, but a plan that can be ever shifting and adapting and evolving, because I think at the end of the day, we're not working with brand new pieces of furniture, so you've just got to work with what you've got. And I know some of you have seen that piece that I got that my husband picked up at the weekend, which is very, very pretty. But you know what, it's not that old, that piece from the weekend, the oak cabinet. It's not that old. Erin, depending on... Oh, gold legs. Do you know what? You have got a point there. I probably hadn't given that a consideration, but you could be quite... You might have an idea there. I think that might balance out quite nicely. Thank you. So you see, I mean, this is one coat. Obviously, I'm starting. The second coat on some of these colours, evergreen is quite I find tree frog green, and I think evergreen would probably, they're quite the colours where you'd probably need more coats than normal. Tree Frog Green definitely is, and I imagine Evergreen being so bold is probably the same. Putting in the Antebellum and the Palmetto, I think, just gives it a bit more density. So I can already tell that I'm definitely going to need like almost a dry brushed second coat, like literally just a waft over, and it will be a solid colour. I think it will very quickly get that final coverage that I'm looking for. So how did everybody's weekends go? Hi Jodie. You have caught alive. Normally we miss each other. Yeah, so what's everybody done this weekend? We had a really lazy one. We do try and have lazy ones all the time. Next weekend's going to be interesting because Gracie's got another job, so she has got to go, she's driving, well she's not driving, she's being driven to Kent to do some filming. We think it's just sort of an extra role, we're not really sure. And we just go with it. And she just absolutely has a ball, so. Jodie, Palmetto's lovely, but you missed the beginning. So I've mixed up some, I'm just going to catch Jodie up, guys. So I mixed some stuff here, because I've used Palmetto, so I kind of wanted to mix it up. So this is the colour we've gone for, which is 3 parts Evergreen, 1 part Antebellum Blue, and 1 part Palmetto. So it's just got a little bit more, I don't know what, maybe like a fur green, I want to say. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. But it is, it's just a little bit lighter than... And when I'm doing drawer inserts like this, because you've only just got the framework, I just paint the whole lot. And it just makes it look a bit more finished. Oh, I love that you guys as well, that you're all watching, but you're starting to know each other and have chats. It's so cute. I love the interaction. It's all fun. So I've got, my husband's picking up another piece in a minute. Literally in a minute. What time is it? I think, yeah. A little more pastel. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's definitely not as deep as Palmetto. Sue, you spent the weekend clearing the garden. Composting. Yeah, you were in Italy just last week. Yeah. Yeah, so hubby's picking up another piece for me shortly. He's just finished with his client, and if anyone in the UK, I'm sure it's probably more of a UK comedian. Does anyone know Mickey Flanagan? There's a joke that he tells about when he was at school, and that the aspirations of the people he went to school with were to drive a van. But then they talk about the ones that don't even get to that. They can't drive the van. They just take the stuff to the van. Well, that's what we joke about my husband. He is the one that takes the stuff to the van. We haven't got a van, but we joke about that. I know what you mean, Jodie. No, I don't think pastel's quite right. Lighter, yeah. It's in the Palmetto family. But I like it. Whatever we're going to call it, I like it. Love him, naughty boy. Yeah, he takes stuff to the van. I'll have to post a clip of the joke. But there is quite a lot of rude words, so maybe I shouldn't. Try not to get my... I'm learning that this is the best side for you to see from, because I'm a righty. Otherwise I'm covering the whole piece of furniture, but I'm trying not to get my head in the way. Do you know what? I said I was going to use the mini for all the gaps, but actually the oval medium is working really nicely. And I've had lots of requests to find to do a live with Gracie again, so I've got to I've got to come up with a project that she can do with me. Oh, Shaz, what have you done? Under wraps but hand is bruised. What have you done? What did I miss? Based on Erin's suggestion of gold legs, I'm not going to paint the legs in green. I might need to paint a base colour for the gold, but I like that suggestion, so I'm going to leave them alone today. I might just be doing my little trick of painting the internals gold. So let me just drop it down to you. So there's nothing particularly exciting about the internal on this one. So those of you that saw that one that I did with the Blossom Flight on, with the birds and things, and I did gold on the inside, and it was just so dramatic. I think this will carry it off, but in a different way, because obviously this is a very different style piece. But I think this will carry it off for different reasons. What have we got there? Part of the healing process. Oh, okay. I still don't know what you've done to your hand, Shaz. Yvonne, you've missed the beginning. What did you do for prep? Cleaned and sanded. Yes. This piece, if you look back on, I think it was Thursday or Friday. Hi, Amanda and Maxine. Look back on Thursday or Friday. There's like a before, during and after. So it was cleaned, but it did have a prior paint job. And I had a suspicion that there might be something relatively pretty underneath. So the whole lot got sanded. With my lovely new Festool, which is just a delight to use because I can sand indoors, and it was cold on Thursday and Friday, but it saves so much time because I haven't got to clean up. I can sand indoors and not worry about anything. I could literally stand next to a piece I've just painted and you won't get dust in the finish. It is amazing. Not that I tried to do that as a habit, but if you have to, it's fine. That is just amazing coverage. It really is. I mean, it probably looks better. Samantha, yes, I'll pop my my sander in the comments. There's been a lot of interest actually from last week. Yeah, thank you, Jodie. So the Festool, if you're in America, Samantha, I don't know, I'm not sure where you're watching from. I'm going to turn it round because I'm going to have to be a bit more fiddly here. So I'm going to do the sides, which are bigger pieces. If you're in America, surf prep is kind of the equivalent to Festool, but we don't have surf prep over here. They haven't come this side of the pond yet. Festool's a German company. They don't only do sanders, they do all sorts of other tools, but they're very, very good quality. Really good quality. I mean, it came and even my husband was like, wow, that's a really solid. You can tell it's German engineering. Just where I've got a bigger piece, a bigger panel here, I'm going to mist the piece a little bit just to make the paint go on a little smoother. But, you know, it barely needs it. It barely needs the help. Watching from Canada. Colour will make a gorgeous pairing. I thought it would look great with gold. Really, really pretty. Wondering if there's evidence of bleed when cleaning. No. And to be honest, because of this colour, it probably wouldn't show through anyway. I would not imagine seeing any bleed through problems on a colour like this. Something in there. I'm just so glad to be back in the workshop, even though it's a bit fresh this morning. Even though I didn't feel great, I just crave painting. I feel really bad when I can't paint. I think, you know, like some people get that with exercise. I mean, I can give or take exercise. I do enjoy it. Oh, Jodie, you're going to... Okay, we'll catch you later. No worries. What spray am I using? Oh, hang on. Do you mean the mister bottle? So this is just water. Thanks, Erin, catching that one. So you get these through Dixie Belle. I've got a feeling they've been out of stock for a while. I haven't managed to get one from Dixie Belle yet, so this is just one from China. It does the job. I think the Dixie Belle ones maybe manage a bit more of a lighter, continuous mist. I'm not sure. And also, if you do feel it's a little rough for you, because I started, I used to make my own chalk paint. That's how I first started. So it was really a very, very low cost way of chalk painting. And then I found Fusion, which I do still use and I do still love. But Dixie Belle is great for blending, and I know I'm not blending here, but the range of colours I love as well. If you ever find that you've not got the smoothest of finishes, you can just run a really, really fine, I've got one to hand, fine sanding pad. There we go. So literally that's ultra fine, so it's like an 800 grit or 1000 grit, and that's it. Literally, I kind of just rub it over. That's it, done. One little rub over. Yeah, Shaz, exactly. Get them on Amazon. Yeah, I think that's probably where Amazon or eBay. I think that's where mine came from. I'm just going to drop this down because I don't want to paint the edge of that. Can you see how low that drops? I think there's got to be some adjustment here. We can do that. So I'm loving the colour. Really loving the colour. Just gonna... So misting will help with no brush strokes. Got a little something there. And I've got a little something there. And yeah, just a really, really light sand in between the coats, if you feel like you need it. Sometimes I don't need it, and I just do it at the end, after I've finished everything. Okay, should we turn around to do the other side while we're on? Might as well do it. Yeah, Caroline, the colours are brilliant for all those reasons. All the paint is brilliant for all those reasons, should I say. You see how easy that was to move around? This one's a really lightweight piece, really lightweight. I think it was, you know, it's not a particularly expensive piece, this one. As in when it was made, it wasn't, you know, it's veneer. It's not solid teak or anything. I'm guessing that certainly the front of that is some kind of burr walnut, maybe. Hi, Alison. Oh, you're on a coffee break. Lovely. I have my tea as well. So the piece my husband's going to pick up is a mid-century piece as well. It's got, I think it's 2 little drawers at the bottom. It's kind of a half height bookcase with 2 little drawers and then a shelf with glass. I should have reminded him to take another blanket. Never mind. He likes breaking glass, but I haven't made up my mind if I'm going to keep the glass anyway. Hi, Leslie. Ah, you're pumpkin painting. Is that in preparation for a workshop, perhaps? Or just for the fun of it? So I'm really, really pleased. Caroline, you're a DB stockist. My first batch of silk is on its way. I don't know why. I've got my little... I can't get rid of that. The picture of me that says I've gone live is at the bottom and covering half your comments. Anyway, so Caroline's excited. She's got silk coming. You want to keep it all for yourself? Oh, that's funny. You will love it. You will love it. It's if you've used Fusion, or I think people have likened it to French Chic as well, if you're a UK painter. Both of those that have that kind of built-in top coat. But the difference, silky, I mean, the fact that it's got the stain blocking primer in it as well is just brilliant. Yeah, it's great. And I've been using it on my commissions lately as well, and I've had great feedback from people loving the finish. Did anybody see the big kitchen table, the big dining table I did last week? That got picked up at the weekend. A lot of my clients are mummies from school, which is great. It's all a lot of my, most of my commission stuff is very local. Not much of it goes outside my village, to be honest. And yeah, she messaged me saying, I'm so in love with it. So that's always nice. Oh, you're painting them for your granddaughter. How cool. So are you doing pretty ones? Because I think if Gracie even had the idea of me painting pumpkins, she'd want them pretty. But we've got one to carve, which we haven't done yet. I quite like them when they've got the transfers on as well. They look really cute. I'm not finishing off around here really properly because I need to concentrate, and I go very quiet when I need to concentrate. So I shall catch that later. So you have got some workshops happening, haven't you? Pumpkin workshops, I think, Helen said, which sounds fun. Are you still doing virtual ones, or are they all in real life now? I'm not sure if you're... I don't think you've done any virtual ones recently, have you? It needs an oiling, doesn't it? There's a live idea to do with Gracie. Oh, Jackie! You're right, though. We could. I might have to go and get some pumpkins, eh? What are you thinking? Pumpkins with transfers on? They'd have to be pretty because all the transfers I have are pretty. You're not really going to see much of what I'm doing here, are you? Oh, you can still see anything. I mean, it's more of the same. It's the green, but I'm really loving the green. I'm really pleased with this green. But it's so easy to mix, but if you are mixing, do you know what? I've nearly got to the bottom, but that's why I make a note. If you're mixing and you're looking for something particular, you need to make a note of the mixture that you're using, because if you get to the one that you like and then you run out of it, you won't know how to get there again. So even if you're just kind of starting from one point and then adding to it, I made a note at every stage of what I'd already done, because now I thought I was just about going to make it last the whole thing. I don't think I can quite squeeze it that far, because now I've got to make more, which I knew I would have to anyway for the second coat. But I know I can go back. I did the same last week when I mixed a custom pink to match sulking room pink. I did a lamp stand. It was the same lady that I did the dining table for. Got some chunks in there. And she wanted sulking room pink. And actually it was my first attempt was not that good. I've run out. I've definitely run out. My first attempt was not great because I was thinking the charcoal colour in the silk range with the equivalent of which is conch in the silk line, but it just made a kind of dusky mauve rather than the sulking room pink. So in the end I used Mud Puddle with a little splash of Plum Crazy in it, and it was absolutely perfect. But that was not so exact. It was literally like 2 spoons of Mud Puddle to a splash, like scrape the lid off of Plum Crazy. Right, so I'm going to have to stop there because I've run out of paint. And I've not taped everything up, and I haven't got all the things I need to do to spray. And you don't really want to watch me spray something that isn't that's my gold spray paint I'm using at the moment from Aldi, I think that came. So what have we got? Hopped on from Can I ask why you don't need a primer? So Pam, this Dixie Belle paint, certainly for these kind of mid-tone colours, you don't need a primer. I've sanded this particular piece back to bare wood, so there's no finish. It will grip to that furniture really, really well. It will grip to that wood. It doesn't need a stain blocker, particularly for this colour. If I was doing white, I would have primed and I would have used White Boss. Excuse me. So yeah, it's not that the paint doesn't necessarily need a primer. I didn't need Slick Stick because it's not a shiny finish because I've sanded it back. And because it's a relatively deep colour, you're not going to see any evidence of bleed through. But I didn't see any evidence of it when I was cleaning it. And you do just kind of get a feel for things as you do more and more pieces. Some people like to do it regardless, just to be on the safe side. But for a colour like this, I don't ever find it necessary. Alison, I'd like to see you spray handles and how you hold them in place. I will show you. I'm actually going to make my own handles on this, and I will be doing a live on that as well, which will give away slightly, potentially, what I'm going to do on the rest of the piece. But as I said, the plan is coming together. So a little while ago, I made some little rose handles. The principle is going to be the same, but I've got something else. But this is what I do with I have a piece of polystyrene. You see how much it gets used. And where's the handles? So this is the handles that came off it. I would keep these, but I've only got 2 and I need 6. So I'm a bit gutted that only the 2 of the originals were still there. So when I spray, you can use egg cartons. I've done that before as well, but this is just the piece that I've got happening at the moment. So I screw the screw in so that it's got something to go into. And I just do that, you see. So it's raised up. And admittedly, you do have to spray from all the angles, but it doesn't get it on your hands. And then you don't have, it's already in something to dry. You don't have to worry about going from holding it to try and putting it in something without getting your fingers in the paint and seeing fingerprints. So that is how I paint my handles. But you can do, like I said, you can do the same with an egg carton and just stick a hole in the egg carton. So there we go. It's, you know, you just got to work with what you got. What have I seen? I've seen something really genius. Oh, I'll have to try and remember. I did see something really genius that I haven't used that technique before, and I thought it was a really clever idea. What have I just done with the other handle? Don't know where that's gone. Right, there it is. Okay, guys, thanks for hanging on. You've been using an Amazon box. Polystyrene works well because it's you can just stick stuff in, and also if I'm ever doing hinges, I use all of the screws from the hinges because you see them. So you probably can't see all of the holes actually because I've used it so many times, but there's rows of holes where I just stick all the screws in so that they get spray painted at the same time and in the same colour, so they all match, everything matches. Easy peasy. Okay guys, thank you for joining me. Like I said, I'm going to plan some other lives. We will hang mine on a sock circle. Leslie, oh, I know what you mean. Oh, so the things, and then they've got little pegs on. Very clever. Yeah, so I'm going to do some, let's say handle making for new ones. I'm waiting for the brass fittings to come before I can do that. And I've got some measurements to do, but I do hope to come on and do some other bits and do, you know, a progress with you, because I think it's quite sweet. I think you all quite enjoy that. Right, thanks guys. As always, if you're joining us and you haven't already liked and followed the page, pop on over and do that. I'm going to drop my Instagram in there again because I got a lovely load of likes off my Instagram last time. And I'm trying to build my Instagram followers, so I'm going to pop that in the links too. And if you haven't already, pop a like, or what is it on Instagram? Follow me on Instagram. Okay guys, thanks. Cheers, bye.